On this episode of Front of the Chief Seats, Trey and I talk about free agency madness that has happened in Tennessee and what we think about these moves. And what does this mean for the draft upcoming for one Tennessee Titans after the intro. Hey, what's up? This is From the Cheap Seats, a podcast all about the Tennessee Titans, but from a fan's perspective. You know it's me, your boy, in his wrinkled behind Titan t-shirt, Bonafide. And my main man, always down, class, work, work class. He's still on the job. Trey, what's going on, Trey? How you doing, baby?
Living, man. We're living.
Oh man, I like the Trey is in his quarter zip season. I like the little quarter zip, man. It's nice. I got one. I got a Titans quarter zip. I got it for Father's Day. My daughter got it for me for Father's Day. So you know the quarter zip, man. Something about the quarter zip, man. We put it on, it makes you feel official.
You know, but you gotta diversify it a bit, man. Diversify your collection, man.
I know, right? All you need is a whistle now. I'm like, hey, we're gonna run it again. Hey, you know, Mike Vrabel, dog, just to talk about him, just because he's in it. You know, Mike used to wear that tactical vest every doggone game, dog. I don't think there was one game that he didn't wear the tactical vest. You know, hey, man, different strokes for different folks. But I'd be out there quarter zipped up like a real man. All right.
Absolutely.
Because, hey, look, it's warm. When you get cold, when you get warm, just zip it down a little bit.
Just zip it down.
But when you get cold, zip it back up. It's flexible.
Easy peasy.
All right, man. So let's talk about these free agency. So free agency, legal tampering thing. I think the league year officially is today because everybody was doing their official. But you know, 2 days before, on March the 10th, everybody was allowed to quote unquote legally tamper. So basically, deals was getting done. They was just saying, hey, we got to wait till, you know, deals were being put on layaway. Now, if you don't know what layaway is, one, your childhood was probably way better than mine, and two, it speaks volumes. So yeah, everybody was on layaway. So we're gonna run through the list. I got on the Titans, Tennessee Titans page on my other monitor over here. But yeah, so we got Andrew Rupchicks. We re-signed him. I don't know what we gave him. We just gave him a contract. Now, this is a funny bona fide story. When we went to the Titans game, I went to the Titans game in Chicago. Rewind. I went to the Titans game in Jacksonville, and this is the Andrew Rupchicks story. I went to the Titans game in Jacksonville, I think the year before. And I saw, you know, people wearing Titans jersey, and I saw one that said Rupchicks. I was like, first of all, who would be wearing an Andrew Rupchicks jersey up in here? Got to be somebody's family. So I said, oh man, you guys got, are you, I just said, are you Andrew Rupchicks' parents? And they looked completely shocked, Trey. They were like, first of all, how do you know my son's first name? And how do you know that we are his parents? I was like, man, yeah, very few Rupchicks jerseys all over the place. Cool. Nice encounter. We took a picture. I think I talked about him on a video before. Flash forward to the Bears game this year. I was tweeting that I was coming up there, and his dad DM'd me. Shout out to William Rupchicks. He DM'd me and things like that. We tried to link up for some tailgating, but my wife was with me, so I wasn't on time. So, you know, shout out to Andrew. Looks like he's gonna be some depth. So that's my Andrew Rupchicks story. I probably don't have more than that. Yes, I do have a Julius Chestnut story. Met his mom and them that game, same game too. So, but it don't.
That comes you everywhere, man.
I'm just saying. Now, only we will understand this because we know this person. But Rick Merritt is, you know, going to say I was name dropping, and I am Rick. I am. So sue me, Rick. Sue me. Shout out to Rick Merritt, Music City Bets. Go follow him on Twitter. Got some good plays for you. All right. So Darrell Baker Jr., which is he was a good cornerback depth.
Good CB5.
Didn't Rand find him like on the street, or was he a draft pick?
No, he was found on the street, man.
Yeah, he got claimed on waivers. Yeah.
Hey, more you know, man.
So Darrell Baker Jr. got re-signed. So I had a funny tweet the first day of free agency, the legal tampering, because when this person got signed, I was like, oh yeah, Borgonzi's he's starting off hot. again, we had a 1-year deal with Morgan Cox. Like, if I would have known what I know now, I would have simply said, let me be a long snapper. Because long snappers, they don't get tackled. They can't get bum rushed. That man has been in the league 11 years. He was in the league 11 years before he joined the Titans in 2021. So there's like maybe 15 years, you know. And I remember the guy before him, Bo Brinkley. I don't know why Bo Brinkley, yeah, he got. So we signed him like a 1-year deal. Now you're gonna notice a pattern when we start to get to this. All right, and then obviously Mike Brown. Now I like Mike Brown. I think that's good safety depth. Mike Brown stepped in when Quandre Diggs got hurt with a little Liz Frank injury. And that brother was laying the wood to the point that he got afraid of himself, because I remember that game he got fined for the legal hit. It was a legal hit. He got penalized for that. The next week, same position, same play, and he pulled up and they scored a touchdown. Yeah. So Mike Brown
got officiating does to you, man.
Okay. He didn't want to get that FedEx envelope. So, you know what I'm saying? Now, so those are all the guys that we had before that we re-signed. So, you know, keeping in-house, things like that. Now, and Trey, you got to correct me if I'm wrong. We let a lot of players go. We didn't tender Julius Chestnut. That's why he popped in my head. We didn't tender him. So I think he's a free agent. So they might have released him. Who else did we release? Stonehouse, MV punter. He's gone, which was the most shocking thing. But I mean, I guess when you think about it, it's not shocking. But when you think about it, it is kind of shocking, because like, dog, why would you do that? But you know, they fixed that later on. Who else got let go? I can't remember who else got let go. NWI. He's no longer here. He went to Miami. So and Terry McCormick said that NWI got a deal similar to the one he got in Miami, but he just chose that. Now, if you preface that with that, you'll be like, oh man, that sucks. Like, you know, maybe we know he sucks. But then if you start to think about it, he's from Orlando. He's like from like 20 minutes up the road from me. So his family can come to the game every home game. They'll be able to see him, because the Bright Line will take you down there. So he'll be able to go to every home game. He's in an offense that's pass happy, where he can easily be moved up to wide receiver 2. I think, like, is he wide receiver 3 in Miami? Because it's Hill, Waddle.
I believe he is.
And then I don't know who else they got behind those two.
I don't know who else they got either, but
yeah,
he's probably the type of guy that Mike McDonald would love, man.
Because all he do is catch touchdowns. So I don't understand. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. So he's gone. And then I forgot who else is gone. Mason Rudolph is gone. Mason Rudolph is no longer here. He went back to Pittsburgh. So he said, hey, I'm going back to Pittsburgh. Got a 2-year deal up there. The most interesting story, and I know you heard it, Sadiq. Remember, everybody remembers Sadiq Charles. Came here. We signed him. Like 4 weeks into camp, he said, hey, dog, I'm done. I'm retiring. He retired from the NFL. Well, lo and behold, he got the itch again. He unretired, so we released him. So he's back. So
he was in line to start too, man.
I know, that's crazy. And you know what? I'm wondering what the whole deal with that was. I know we'll never know, because nobody ever reported about it. But like, dog, he had the right guard spot locked up. He was gonna start. Nobody, like, Raditz wasn't taking that gig. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I think if Sadiq would have been here, even though we were working Raditz as a guard, that would have probably given Raditz the opportunity to maybe work at right tackle and maybe beat out NPF or that turnstile we had there. But Sadiq not playing, Sadiq basically retiring, put a real domino effect, I think, into the whole thing. It kind of threw off their plans, and we were scrambling for the rest of the year. NPF. Now, that's the thing. NPF is still here. Treylon Burks is still here.
Somehow.
Like, why are these people not getting cut? But I don't know. Will Levis is still here, but we know why Will Levis is still here. All right.
He wasn't on.
Yeah, he's not. As much as I wanted him gone, he's not. All right, so let's talk about some of these other signings. So we signed Blake Hance. He used to play for the Browns, 49ers, and the Jags. Don't know a lot about him. He screams depth position. Offensive line. So it looks like he played guard and tackle. So he's 6'5", 310 pounds. He played for the 49 again, Browns, 49ers, and Jaguars. So I think he might have crossed over with Bill Callahan. Oh my God, this camera. It's just zoomed in on my face, like in living color right now. So, but
it loves you, man.
I know, right? It just comes in there. I got to stop moving my hands because if I move my hands, it'll start tracking. So, so he came in. So he might have some like crossover on that. To replace Stonehouse, we signed Johnny Hecker. He played. Where was he with last year?
Carolina.
Yeah, he's with Carolina. So he's with Carolina. So everybody knows that we got rid of Colt Anderson and we hired John Fossil or John Bones Fossil. He's the new special teams coach. So again, when we go back to Stonehouse, we think about it like, oh, Stonehouse had set an NFL record. Blah 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 blah. The main kicker for Stonehouse is that there was no hang time on his punts. No hang time on his punts whatsoever. He could boom it, but the coverage team couldn't get underneath it. So set herself up for a lot of returns, and I think that kind of led it to his exit out of here. So we got Johnny Hecker. He knows Fossil, so that's that connection right there. I mean, punting is punting. So we'll see how that works. I mean, obviously he's still doing it at a high level. So we replaced Stonehouse with Hecker. I'm gonna come back to this one because that one's one. Oh, so we re-signed Sebastian Joseph Day. So
that was one I wanted them to get done, bringing him back. It was real good in the limited role last year.
I agree. Oh, also too, now that I think about Sebastian Joseph Day, we also re-signed Keon Colburn, and I think we gave Otis Reese a deal too. So obviously the whole list isn't comprehensive. It should be comprehensive. I should be looking at it. Let me see go. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they didn't say it. It's not on the page, so So we signed Sebastian Joseph Day, which I think was a great move. We picked up Kevin Zeitler, guard. His age bothers me, Trey. His age bothers me. He's 35, obviously. But there was one graph, if I can't find it, but there was one graph I shared. I talked to my homie Design by Peaks. He's a big Lions fan. I asked him, what he thought about him, and he said, dog, he was hiding it, but he was kind of pissed that they didn't re-sign him because of that pass blocking. He's solid guard.
Yeah, he's older, but he's still reliable. He's durable, which is rare for a player, especially a lineman as they get into the mid-30s and everything. So he's going to be on the field. And when he's on the field, he's going to be a pretty good guard, man. Yeah. And that's what they did. So.
Got it like a heavy anchor. Now, we're going to get into these last two signings. We also signed Brandon Allen. So Brandon Allen's quarterback. It's not on the page. I don't know why they didn't update it. But we signed Brandon Allen. He's the backup taking Mason Rudolph's spot right there. So lost Mason, brought in Brandon Allen. He's familiar with the Bengals' whole play calling. So he has Callahan. So that kind of goes into the whole discussion that they were saying, hey, if we take a veteran quarterback, doesn't mean we're not going to take one in the draft. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Now, Cody Barton picked him up as linebacker. Oh, Gibbons is gone. Gibbons is no longer here. So we picked up him.
Thank God.
Yeah. R.I.P. to Gibby, Dr. Gibby. Oh, how could I forget? When everything clicks in my head. When I said Dr. Gibby, it made me think about Vrabel, which made me think about Harold Landry. We got rid of him too. Harold Landry's gone. So, and just like we all thought, like nobody was surprised. Mike Vrabel gave him a bag. Mike Vrabel said, "Hey, dog, don't even stop. Don't even
worry about it.
Don't even worry about it. I got you, my boy." So he goes back up there. So we don't have him. Also, don't have Kenneth Murray. I sound unprepared, but I'm just coming these off the dome. Kenneth Murray got traded to the Cowboys, and we got a late round pick for him. So we gave up Kenneth Murray and a 7th to get a 6th, I think.
And think about that. Titans moved up, like, I believe 50 or 51 spots from their original spot by trading Kenneth Murray, man. So, Jerry Jones, you stink.
Jerry Jones went to Arkansas too. So, like, you can't even say, "Hey, Kenneth Murray was an Arkansas guy," so I picked him up. He went to Oklahoma. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But I guess the departure of Kenneth Murray means that we're going to be relying on Cedric Gray and James Williams to really take that second year leap, which hopefully they can. We didn't see a lot of Cedric Williams. We saw him on special teams a lot, so maybe he can kind of step into that role. But we signed Cody Barton from the Denver Broncos. This is his fourth team, but they say over the last 3 seasons, Barton is only one of 5 linebackers. So that's Fred Warner, Tremaine Edwards, Roquan Smith, and Logan Wilson to post 100 plus tackles in each season and 5 or more interceptions over that time frame. So he's been in the league 6 years. This is his fourth team, but the guy, he a tackler. He's solid. You know who he remind me of? When I thought about it last season, Ernest Jones. Not because of the skill set, but just they were sure tacklers. Like if they got their hands on you, you was going down. It wasn't like not a lot of missed tackles. So that's the guy going. I do have questions about like
coverage.
Yeah. Like, is he? Because that's always been our weakness. You know. Maybe you know they say weak. Is he weak against the run? I saw a couple of things about that, but we got Cody Barton. So we lose Murray, but we replace him with Barton. No, lose Murray and Gibbons, and we replace him with Barton. And then the last major signing, unless something happened while we were recording, Dan Moore Jr. Ooh, this one, I ain't even gonna lie to you. This happened first, so we didn't call him out in order. But this one happened first, Trey. And I don't know how you felt, and I'll let you speak. But I was like, dog, what? Huh? 80 million. I forgot what the deal he got. Matter of fact, I'm actually gonna click on the story so I can see the actual deal that we got. No, this is pictures. What did we give? Like
4 years, 82 mil, man.
4 years, 82 million. Now
50 mil guaranteed, bro. Woo.
Talk to me, Trey.
Man, hey, look, when I first heard, because throughout the morning, I saw that they were discussing Dan Moore and saying he could have been one of the tackles, one of the like few tackles in free agency that could have been paid, real good money. So I was like, I mean, I don't know. I looked at the numbers, all the pressures, all the sacks, and I was like, no, Titans don't need to be involved with that.
Right.
A couple hours later, it's the bombshell. The bombshell. 4 years, 82 mil, 50 mil guaranteed. And I mean, here's the thing. I mean, a lot of talk is made about his pressure numbers and sacks given up numbers. And some of that can be attributed to the quarterback situation because Justin Fields just doesn't have the greatest pocket presence, and Russell Wilson is literally maybe a statue now. So, I mean, it was hard. And plus, he was in AFC North going against all these crazy pass rushes, TJ Watt, Myles Garrett twice a season. So, it happens.
Oh, but Hendrickson too.
Yeah, Hendrickson too. Yeah.
So,
but I don't know. I mean, $82 million is a lot of money, and the way the deal is structured out, it could be literally a 2 or 3 year deal, and you can just get rid of it,
right?
Which is fine. But I think this is generally just the Titans throwing money at a player that they deem they can make work, right? In the process of sliding J.C. Latham over to right tackle, which giving up on the left tackle situation, or so giving up on the left tackle experiment, after a year just sounds kind of crazy to me. But they're throwing money at a guy they think that fits, think that could work. Move J.C. Latham back over to his natural position,
right?
And just seeing how it goes. I mean, it could go horribly wrong, or it could go really well. I mean, we don't know. We just have to see. But right now, it's just mixed feelings about it, honestly.
Now, I will say this in his defense, and I agree with all the points you just said. In his defense, signing him kind of solves 2 problems for us. We have a left tackle that's his natural position. So, like you said, JC can move back to right tackle. So we solve the right tackle problem. We put a veteran in Zeitler next to JC, who will be in his second year at right tackle. So maybe the right side is a better side now. We probably get Cush back right at the beginning of the season. So, and Skoronski seems to be filling that role as a left guard. Now, how does it work between him and him and Dan Moore. Like Dan Moore is the real big wild card on this thing. Is how you do it. And then again, like you said, he was facing Hendrickson, Myles Garrett, and then whoever was rushing for the Ravens for like that, and then he had to go up against TJ Watt. But I watched this story. Now I posted it in one of the group chats. It wasn't a hit piece, but it wasn't a fluff piece either. They were like, "Hey man, he sucks, but he kept fighting. They kept signing tackles, and he kept beating them out, either due to injury or just things like that. So he's durable, things like that. But that was the question. So let's segue into this. So all the signings. Tell me the one, and we know everybody gives their grades and stuff like that, but we don't care about that because at one point in time, Mel Kiper Jr. said Jimmy Clausen was going to be the greatest quarterback to ever come out of the draft, and we're Vols fans, and we knew that was the truth. So anyway, everybody got their own opinion. So out of all the signings that we talked about, whether ones we kept or one we got, what was the best move? I'll let you go first. What was the best move that you think we made? The one you said, hey, that's a good move.
Seidler, 100%, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's still playing. I mean, he's still playing good, high quality football, and he fits a real gigantic need for the Titans. He's 35, but if he's durable and he's still playing good football, then shoot, what's the problem? Throw him at right guard and see how he does, man.
1 year deal too. He's like, hey man, if it don't work out, you know what I'm saying? It's not you. It's really you, but we don't want to do it. Oh, and then speaking of that, I forgot one more thing. We signed Van Jefferson. So we get that in a minute. I think you know where that's going. All right. So yeah, I agree with you. So we in agree with that. So what do you think was the worst side? So the polar opposite, the one we said, things like that. I'm going to say it was the Dan Moore deal, simply because it feels like we overpaid for an unproven left tackle because we think we can fix him. And it gives me eerily similar vibes to the Andre Dillard thing. Oh, he's a first round talent, and we can bring them out here, give them a chance to start, and that was an utter disaster. Or who was the other? I tried to blot his name out of my eyes. Oh, Dennis Daly. It gives me Dennis Daly, Andre Dillard vibes. I won't go as far as say Isaiah Wilson because, I mean, he has.
That's a disaster. That's so hard to get to, man.
Yeah, so he's got to take a lot of work to get there. Not saying he can't hit that floor, but we hope he doesn't. So, who do you say was the worst side?
I mean, it's a mix between Dan Moore and Van Jefferson. Simply because, like you said, they overpaid a crap ton, a crap ton for Dan Moore, man. And I don't know. I mean, they have the money to spend it. So, but like you said, it's more, this deal working is dependent on Bill Callahan fixing Dan Moore and giving him the ability to play consistent football left tackle. So, I mean, I don't know what his market was. It sounded like his market was strong and teams were ready to throw money at him anyways. But gosh, that's a lot of money for him. And back to Van Jefferson. Look, I know the wide receiver room needed somebody with a pulse because after NWI left, the wide receiver 2 was Treylon Burks, man. Treylon Burks.
Is he even alive? Is he? Last time I saw Treylon, he was on the back of a milk cart.
Hey, man. But that was literally the position. Now it's Calvin Ridley, Van Jefferson, and then Treylon Burks, man.
Bryce Oliver. We relying on Bryce Oliver or maybe Jaquan Jackson to finally get it together and say, hey, man.
Oh, boy.
I probably need to get it together. Now, again, because we're trying to remember all these deals off the top of our head, we also signed Xavier Woods to fill the safety spot. So he's durable, solid player. I think he rangy kind of safety. So I would put him in one of those good. See, why is the Tennessee Titans site so backwards? Like, he wasn't even on the page. I know we signed him. Maybe because we did we officially sign the deal?
No, I don't think he got in to sign this deal yet.
Okay. So that's probably that's probably why they haven't done it. So okay. But we're supposed to sign Xavier Woods. So now. So yeah. So your bad player was a mix between Dan Moore and Van Jefferson. Van Jefferson is my WTF player. What the freakity freak. It's a family show. We're trying to keep it because I don't understand. It's like for what Van Jefferson got, you could have gave that to NWI. Like,
good if
I get NWI probably chose Miami, but at least tell me that you know, come on, dog. Like and everybody knows his dad used to coach for us. Remember, he used to come out. That was his thing. Come out and practice, spat it up. Made Justin Hunter wear that jet. Yeah. But Van Jefferson, and I saw a clip, and I remember why I remember Van Jefferson. Obviously, he played for the Rams, but remember when the Falcons were trying to come back against us against one of those. I think it was the game that
Will Levis debut, man.
Yeah, Van Jefferson had it. They threw it to him. He was wide open. He could have had a first down. They were driving. He completely whiffs on the ball. That's why I remember it. That's what I remember. So maybe had Van Jefferson caught that ball, Will Levis, we don't grovel Will Levis as much because we lost
Probably
that
not.
game. And then we give him a real competition. So all right, so that's what we feel like right there. We're gonna get ready to go to our next segment. But before we go to our next segment, man, you already know. Section240.com. I just blanked out. Get your merch. We're not even gonna beat it over your head. Get your merch. You know you want to rock it. It's summertime, springtime coming up. Draft coming up. Let's see what we got.
Just get your merch.
Get your merch. Get it. Buy it. Buy it and try it. We're gonna supply it. Things like that. All right. So I am in a number of group chats on the Twitter X that I enjoy. Mostly talking about the Tennessee Titans. I'm on the Facebook ones too, but I very rarely venture into those because Facebook is a whole nother cesspool of ignorance, as we may say. But on one of these, I think I saw a tweet somebody posted. I can't remember who it was, but they said once we signed Zeitler, we had already signed Dan Moore. We signed that Hance dude, and then we got Zeitler. The comment came was, "Oh, they are building this line to protect Cam Ward." Now, I didn't disagree with it, but one of my followers, I follow him too. I think I follow Canadian Titan. Shout out to Canadian Titan.
Don't speak about him, bro.
I don't know. He's Canadian Titan. He's gotta take everybody's part of the family. Gotta love him in the family. But he made a comment. He responded. He was like, "Hey, dog, why can't they be building this line for Levis?" That's probably why we feel the way about Canadian Titan we do. But we still love him. We just gonna take that as a point talking point. And I started to think about it. I was like, yeah, true. But if we're building that line to protect Levis, we screwed out away anyway. Because I know our line was terrible. I think it was bottom 5 last year. We ranked to the bottom 5 of the league. But it did show some market improvements once we got there. And then, Cushenberry got injured. And then
everybody just started dropping like flies.
Like flies. I'm talking about JC hit the rookie wall. Radis got hurt. Cush was out for the year. The turnstile at right tackle. We had MPF one day. A joke Wu the next day. Duncan the next minute. Back to
Isaiah Prince.
Man, we had so many right tackles. We probably could have started.
Leroy Watson, son.
Leroy Watson. Right now, you know what I'm saying? Let's do this. Leroy Watson. Perfect. Don't start. I don't know what they did there. So, the offensive line was bad. But tell me, Trey, what you think. Obviously we need to fix the line. We need to fix the trenches. So how do you feel about that comment that we are building this line to protect Cam Ward? And what the moves that we did, what does that signal for not just Cam or whoever comes back here, but what we do in the draft? All the moves that we made, how do you figure that changes our draft strategy?
If the Titans were, and here's the thing, I have 2 trains of thought, right? First one is obviously they're filling out the offensive line, obviously because it sucked last year. It was terrible. Terrible. Charles Barkley. Man, that line terrible. Terrible. obviously they built a line because the line sucked, and whoever was playing back there, quarterback, was getting killed for the most part, right? Um, and then with the surrounding weapons, filling out holes on both sides of the ball. I think they're just trying to fill in holes, and just field a team at this point, man. The wide receiver group, we don't talk about that, right? Now I could take a look at that and I could throw up on my carpet right now. Okay, this terrible group.
Trey.
Trash.
Me and
Doo-doo
you,
garbage.
Me and you could be tight wide receiver 3 and 4 on this team, because like
potentially.
Right now, I probably need to go start stretching, see if I can run some routes, because the wide receiver room is trash right now. But yeah, I think we had to fix the line, Yep. And even if it is like, now I'm gonna preface this, air quotes, hypothetically throwing it out there in the ether. If they do run it back with Will Levis, he does have an improved line, but I don't know where they're gonna practice at. Because if they say Will Levis is going to be QB1 moving into next season, I am going to make Pearl Harbor look like a misdemeanor neighborhood noise violation after I get through with Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park facility. I'm gonna tear it down. I don't know if you watch Invincible, but the final episode was this week. Just watch that episode. I'm the dude with one eye. If they say Levis coming back out there. So, yeah.
But the second train of thought is mostly they're just filling holes, and they're going to either trade back or take Abdul Carter anyway. So,
come on, Trey. We trying to go to the psych ward. Shout out to Justin Graver for the nickname. That's part of the reason. I'll be something to be honest, Trey, because we got the analytics, we got all the stuff, but we fans at the end of the day. I simply want Cam Ward, A, because of all the things he can do on the field, but B, if we get to say the psych ward every time he scores a touchdown, and I get to do this, the little celebrate, I'm gonna be happy, dog.
That's fine.
Look, if we sign Shadur and I get to do this, I'm gonna be happy. But if I have to get one more Mayo-related joke, because that's who we started quarterback, I don't know, Trey. That might be my 13th reason. Might be, right? I had to hit him with the Sarah McLaughlin. I will remember you. In memory of a bona fide brother. His Titan fandom died this day. So that's that. So now what do you think that does for our draft? So all the moves, realistically. Now, obviously, we want Cam here. We want him to be QB1. I don't think anybody's looking for Carter. And now also, Cam and Shadur came to the facility this past week while we're doing all this free agency. And according to Teron Davenport, shout out to Big TD, everything went well. Good visits from all accounts. So, we don't have any of that stuff they were concerned about Shadur Sanders coming out of the doggone combine, whatever that was. Yep. So, what do you think? What do you think that does for us at the draft?
I think this signals that they're going to take Cam Ward, Shadur Sanders, and based on the reports, it's going to be Cam Ward. I mean, if it was going to be Abdul Carter, we would have heard more noise by now. But as of now, I don't think the Titans are really going to make a big splash with Abdul Carter at 1. I mean, they could address edge later.
Right.
And add on to the group they got now, Arden Key, Demetrius Jones, another dude that they signed. Put up some good pressure numbers, I believe, with the Seahawks last year. So
right.
So just add on to that group in the later rounds, man. Along with your quarterback. So that's where I think it stands at this point. They're taking a quarterback, likely Cam Ward. They're gonna build on the rookie season and go on to next year. Because all these 1-year deals they're signing, excuse me. Appreciate it. The Titans are gonna have a boatload.
You said Abdul Carter name. That's how you got to you got to get it out your system.
The Titans are gonna have a boatload of cap space next year. And when I say a boatload, I mean a boatload of cap space next year. All these 1-year deals, man, they're for a reason. It's not to commit a lot of financial or long-term financial anything right now.
Right.
So 2026, this is without any sort of extensions in place or anything. Over the cap projection to have over $139 million in cap space. Now that will go down. That will go down because they will have to eventually sign some guys to some new deals. Maybe the likes of let's scroll down here. Maybe Roger McCreary. Maybe. Maybe Chiga Conquo. You never know.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to sign some guys to some deals that are add on to the 2026 cap number, and then we'll likely go down. Yeah. But they're gonna have a lot of cap space regardless next year, barring something insane. Yeah. So
and then
I think they're just
it'll probably go up. But go ahead, finish what you were about to say. You say
no. I think they're just gearing up for something and I tweeted this. I believe yesterday. I believe they're gearing up for a blitz in 2026. So.
Oh yeah, I saw you when you tweeted that. Now I didn't know that. And then all right, the salary cap went up this year, so I'm expecting it to go up next year because you know, obviously that it's been going up every year. I forgot what they said, like maybe 6 or 7. It went up 7% last year from 2023 to 2024. But this year, I think the percentage was like 12%. It went up. So, you know, obviously
crazy
TV
numbers.
deals, things like that, Netflix money coming in, things like that. So I'm seeing. So yeah, that is going to be, and then we move into the new stadium in 2027. And obviously we can't project that far, but over the cap says that in 2027, $199 million.
Not even close to happening.
Yeah, that won't happen because we got like 14 players on the roster then. But you know, obviously, you know, that things like that. So I do agree. I think they said, hey, and this is just me spitballing here. I think they said, hey, we addressed the right tackle issue. We fixed the guard position, according to them. We got a good guard. So we got a good guard. Maybe Brunskill or Levin moves to that swing, or Hance. Hance is the depth. Brunskill is the depth. So, you know, maybe Duncan or Ajoku or one of those dudes are the odd man out during training camp, you know, get cut or go to the practice squad. So they say, hey, we fixed guard. We fixed the tackle issue. We got a left tackle. We move that over there. So where I have been yelling all year, we need right tackle, quarterback, edge, and wide receiver. They've kind of solved the right tackle problem. It remains to be seen. So the offensive line, if everything works out and everybody comes back healthy and we maintain that level of health, seems to be on paper improved. So now what they can do in a deep class that they said was deep for edge talent, and we don't know what they might do. I don't think there's any more quality things like that. I don't think we're trading for Trey Hendrickson. So we're gonna have to get an edge in the draft. We're also obviously quarterback. It would be great. We get Cam Ward, pick number 1. That will be your quarterback pick. And then we're looking at wide receiver and edge in here. I've seen a couple of mock drafts. I wouldn't be surprised if we pick up maybe 1 or 2 wide receivers because I don't know any veteran wide receivers we can sign right now in the second phase of free agency. Diggs is out there. Cooper Kupp just got released. Maybe he shows up, but he probably doesn't. Deontay Johnson, don't want the head case right there. Who else? Keenan Allen, often injured. Who else? I don't know who else is out there. So I don't see them doing that. We do need to add somebody. So they may sign a vet, you know, Van Jefferson. Yeah, they go here. You know, he's here. So they may sign somebody else. But then I think we go wide receiver and edge in the draft. Maybe pick up another tackle, maybe another corner, maybe in there, and go from there. But I do think all signs point to Cam Ward being the number 1 pick. I don't think, especially with all the quarterback movement that happened in free agency. Like a lot of people, like I didn't expect the Raiders were going to get Geno Smith. Didn't see Sam Darnold going to the Seahawks. Matt Stafford staying with the Rams kind of kicked off the big domino. Was a small domino that ended up. So right now, the only 2 quarterbacks that are being talked about right now, Justin Fields went to the Jets. So, you know, so now you have the Steelers.
Daniel Jones to the Colts, man.
Yeah. The Colts. They're terrible. I literally blanked out right there. The Colts have Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones. I know the quarterback. You know that Shane Gillis gif where he's like got the gun in his hand and he's like,
yeah,
and then he does it like that. That's the Indianapolis Colts quarterback coach right now. Because I don't know what they gonna do. and they lost a whole bunch of players. They lost Kelly, Will Fries, I think was over there.
Will Freeze, yeah, Freeze,
Fries, you know, tomato. But he's gone. So they're in like a little limbo, little flux, things like that. So it's crazy. So, but I do think that it happens. I think we get some wide receivers. So I'm, kind of need to look at that while I'm in the nation's capital this weekend. And kind of see what's going on there. But yeah, I think that, I agree with you. I think they're going to kind of, that points, all things point to Cam Ward. I would be shocked if that's not the case. I'd be shocked if that's not the case. So about to wrap it up. So we're going to throw a question, not Titan related, but where you think Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson go?
Russell Wilson, I think, is going to. I think he's gonna go back to Pittsburgh, and I think Aaron Rodgers goes to the Giants, man.
You do? Interesting. I was gonna say I think Russell Wilson goes to the Giants, and Aaron Rodgers goes to the Steelers. I think that's that might be the move, but it's interesting. I mean, they're not coming to Tennessee. I'll tell you that.
Thank God.
Thank God. Good. I mean, so they had Zach Wilson paired to go to us. They had Mac Jones paired to go to us. Like, none of that happened. They had Carson Wentz. Did I say Carson Wentz?
Nope.
Ain't happening. Ain't happening. Nah. Gardner Minshew didn't come here. Neo in the Matrix, when he found out he could do all the moves, that was us.
Yep.
That was us. Not the one where he stopped the bullets. The one that was us when it came to quarterback. Yeah. It was like Carson Wentz.
Nope.
No. And then hopefully nobody hits us with the Trinity. Dodge this. That was a great movie. I might watch the Matrix play. All right, y'all. So appreciate y'all for joining in. Thanks as always to my co-host Trey. Appreciate it. We're gonna drop this today. So we'll be back on our regularly scheduled release day. Next Sunday. Next Sunday. We're gonna drop this a little bit early. Give the people what they want. So make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, man. This has been From the Chief Seats. I'm your boy Bonafide, and that's the homie Trey. And until next time, peace.